Well, we're talking business dynamics. Well, we've talked about failing forward, so if you missed that, tune in on that one. But now, business dynamics, how about strategy? Well, stick around, because that's what we're going to be talking to John Hardy about next. John, business dynamics, this one, strategy.
Yes, I think we struggle to think. And I've done
we
this.
Don't. We do this off the cuff. And we had someone say,
Yes.
you make this so effortless. How much practice do you have on your script?
And yeah, no practice. This is live. There's not a, what's the thing, the running?
Oh, the teleprompter thing.
There's not a teleprompter.
No.
And if you ever come to, we can show you maybe one day what is actually in the room and do a pan around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be
camera
that would
here.
be fun to do that.
Yeah.
So this is live. This is from us, and this is from our passion.
Yeah.
I think sometimes with strategy we don't think. I might have used this illustration before, but it's very powerful. A deputy principal was resigning, and everybody went along to see her. You know, congratulate, do the party thing. You know, and have the cake. That's what I go for. That's great. And she gave a speech, and she said, "Is there any questions?"
Yeah.
So here is some aspiring leaders in school education, and they said to her, "Please tell us what is the key you found in your leadership as in the education system, in leading people. What did you find?" She said this: if I was to do my time over again, I would spend more time stopping to think and more time communicating. Stopping to think and more time communicating. We don't understand what we don't understand about the power of communicating our message clearly, articulately, and constantly. We fail, and this is my 29-day principle.
That consistency.
Absolutely.
You've
got to do it. You've got to do it. But the thing I want to get to is strategic thinking. And I love doing this. And when we get to the question with some of my clients, I say to them about what do you do about your strategic thinking? And the answer is, can you explain that? Or I don't do it, or I'm not sure what you mean, or that's too overwhelming. And it really is quite simple. And what I encourage my clients to do is either get a journal or use my journal, the coaching journal that I give my clients, and figure out in the week 1 hour. You turn off the phone, turn off the computer, you turn off any distractions, a cup of coffee, cup of tea, with your journal, tactile, with a pen or a pencil, and you stop and you think.
Does this strategy that you're doing then feed them back into their big goal? It helps refocus on the big picture. Even though they're doing the little pieces have more meaning now because they've actually taken them forward.
Oh, absolutely. And it's all part of building powerful business dynamics into their world.
Yeah.
And absolutely, it's about that. So it's not in isolation. It's about, this is my big goal that I really want to do, and how am I going to be strategic in doing that? And there is incredible ingenuity in us. Incredible ingenuity. But what we don't do is we don't allow ourselves to let it bubble up to the surface and allow it to come out and give it space. So what I encourage them to be aware of is this. You're going to think of lots of things, of what's going on in and around your world. Write it all down. Because that way, the more you can download in a tactile dynamic, not on your computer, in a tactile way, it's really powerful. You'll remember it. It'll do you good in your soul, in your mind, in your spirit. But it will allow that stuff to get out of the way, so the other dynamics and the dreams and the bigness that you have can come up. But it's going to take time.
And that's one thing you said to us before, and it really comes down to that patience, doesn't it? A lot of us are impatient. Not me, obviously, but... I'm impatient. I want it all yesterday. Oh, I know.
I really do.
But it is that thing, and I think one of the things I've found with people with strategy is I say, look, you've got to be consistent. Human beings like things consistent. We like to know where things are going to be. But then you need to build in some variety. And I call that the inventing side. Now, you've got two choices in my mind when you're doing strategy. You can either design the surprises you're going to get, and they're the ones you normally want, or you can let someone else design your surprises.
That's right. And that's what we do when we don't do strategic
when you
thinking.
don't do this.
Absolutely.
Someone else does our thinking for us.
Yes.
And we tend not to like their ideas.
And we don't, and the tail wags the dog.
Good, yes.
You know, the person in... So this is what happened when you fail to lead, you create a vacuum for somebody else to lead. And by failing to be strategic in the way you think and being strategic, period, about this big goal that you are looking to do, you're giving space for something else to lead you, someone else to lead you, some other organization to lead you, some whim to lead you, some fancy to lead you. Something else is going to take that space. But by you owning strategic thinking and giving time just to do that on a regular basis, and all I ask you to do, all I ask my clients to do is 1 hour a week, somewhere, sometime, but it's engaged in this dynamic of who you are and what you are about in business and in your leadership, and really think that through and reflect and articulate that by writing your thoughts down.
It gives you real solidarity. I remember I was reading the article by Scandinavian Airlines. They're one of the first budget airlines. They did it really well. And one of the staff came and said, we did a survey and clients would like a meal on this trip from here to here. And the CEO said, we're a budget airline. Yes, but the clients would like a meal from here to here. Budget airline. The client, they're not getting a meal, are they? No, we're a budget airline. There's no frills, budget airline. And because he did what you were talking about, he consistently wrote it down. He consistently, your 28 days, reiterated the message. New staff members came up with what they thought were great ideas, but he was able to stop the tail wagging the dog.
Absolutely.
Because the dog knew exactly where it was going.
Absolutely. And that's what you will do for yourself when you spend some time with strategy and being strategic, the way you think, the way you plan, the way you forecast, impacting this big goal that you know you want to do. And it deals with drift, distraction, and discouragements. The 3 Ds that are dangerous for businesses, and yet we allow them to impact us over and over and over again. And it destroys motivation. It limits effectiveness. It stops creativity. And you wonder why you're struggling the way you're struggling. You wonder why. I'm looking at the camera. You wonder why.
Do you think that is why a lot of business owners end up just going, it would be so much easier just to have a job, because they've lost that bit?
Correct, absolutely. And we know in Australia, within 3 years, 80% of all startups fail. It's just too high and too costly and too damaging to so many people, especially the business owner and the business family and the investors, which are generally family and friends, who believe in you. You've told them a great story and they want to get you going. But that's exactly what happens, because we don't stop to think.
We don't stop to think. But we are going to stop.
Yes, we are.
Because we'll talk all day.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll take a break, but tune in for more on this series, Business Challenges, and this is Business Dynamics.